Can I take something to read for later? Yeah. Is the world out of control? That's a. I used to notice that you'd have dates on the magazines. It would be. It would say. Shouldn't this say? On the inside cover. It used to say. For instance, it would have said today is.
Say December 15th.
December
27th.
December 2017. December 20. Yeah. So you're changing there. Okay. I used to study the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, a long time ago. It was a very positive experience. I think a person is going to learn things studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses that they're not going to learn with anyone else. Yeah. I was about 18 when I started studying.
Yeah.
What about you guys? When did you all get the truth?
I got it from my parents.
From your parents?
Yeah.
When did they get it? Am I asking?
About 2 years before I was born, I guess.
2 years before you were born, they started studying.
Yeah.
Well, then
they became
witnesses.
Yeah. So, yeah, a few decades.
So.
Not going to say more on timing.
Yeah, right. That's right. No dates, no years. We can just talk about
Yeah.
But so you were definitely going to be raised a witness if your parents had been witnesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about 18, so I don't think I had developed the maturity to have any real sort of adult objections. So it was good that I was still so impressionable to have had the experience of studying with witnesses and going to the meetings. May I ask, when you started studying, when did you get the truth?
My parents as well.
Your parents as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not the norm, though. No, we're unique.
You're unique in that you were both raised as Jehovah's Witnesses?
Yeah. Most people come out of false religion.
Right. Well, I'm discovering in talking with witnesses that actually the norm is that they're raised witnesses, or they got the truth at a very young age, 10, 12, 14.
5,500 people have Jehovah's Witnesses every week in the world.
Become baptized Jehovah's Witnesses every week.
That means
But
years of study.
when do they start to study? What are the circumstances that they're starting to study?
All different circumstances.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Different months, some it's years,
Yeah.
who knows.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Develop different.
So they get baptized as Jehovah's Witnesses, but the exposure, the experience of attending meetings and studying and having those goals get set, that starts with the majority of witnesses way before. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Yeah, so the statistics will show that people are coming out of the world into the truth, but the whole story starts way before that. Yeah, you were raised in the truth. You were raised in the truth. When did you guys first started studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses?
When?
Yeah.
You mean me and George, or?
Just you.
Me? When I was a teenager.
About a teenager? Yeah, same here. And yourself? When did you first get the truth?
Well, my parents were witnesses.
Your parents were witnesses? See what I mean? So the norm isn't really that people are coming into the truth from the world. The majority of people who get baptized are raised witnesses. Yeah.
Okay, enjoy the article.
I will. Thanks a lot, you guys. Yeah. So now I'm going to stand here and offer the magazine. The good old days of street preaching. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Is the world out of control? Is the world out of control? How you doing, sir?
I'm okay, man.
Hi, can I interest you in some lies from Watchtower? Yeah? Okay.
Check out Hey, are you going to buy a calendar this year, man?
I might have to. I'm pretty forgetful, so yeah.
Well, then why don't you buy this one and I can go home?
Oh, I got other stuff to do, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, the folks, check it out.
Hi.
This is the famous Watchtowers calendar.
Can I interest you, sir? Can I interest you in some lies from Watchtower?
So you can help us spread it.
Hi. Have you joined a cult today? You guys, have you joined the cult today? Join the cult today, sir. join a cult today, you guys? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Don't ask too many questions.
I won't.
Good.
You won't.
Get some, is that Korean, Chinese, or Japanese, this one here? Nice one. Portuguese. Oh, I like the lights you've got on there. Do you bring those specifically because it's dark in here?
Yes.
So have the light.
Yeah, so there's,
The light. The light is getting brighter at Granville SkyTrain Station. Yeah. I used to study the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, a long time ago. I was about 18 when I started studying. It was a very positive experience. I think a person is going to learn things studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses that they're not going to learn anywhere else. And so it was a positive experience. But I had to. When did you start studying, by the way? When did you get the truth?
I've been in it my whole life.
You've been in it your whole life. Okay. And your parents before that were.
Same.
Are you? So that makes you.
And my grandparents before that too.
Are you third generation?
Fourth.
Fourth generation.
Yeah.
That's great. And I'm asking if you're married. Your wife is also
This is my woman here.
You can't possibly have exactly the same history as a witness. When did you get the truth?
My mom and dad started studying when we came to Canada. So
Your mom and dad?
Three.
3 at the time?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I didn't make it my own until I was 18.
Yeah.
Like you.
Right. But the indoctrination
Oh, they trained me as a child.
started as a child.
Yeah. But and what was interesting with my family is they had the comparison to me because my mom was very spiritual, but she was a church Anglican.
She was a what, sorry?
Anglican.
Anglican, okay.
Yeah, so she had a comparison to make between Jehovah's Witnesses and
So she had a pretty unique perspective then, I guess.
yeah, she did. And then my dad was not religious.
Okay.
I actually don't really know why he changed his mind. It was things he heard. I think because my mom was saying
From being outside of the truth, there were things he was hearing about.
he was hearing what he. My dad didn't like it when my mom studied, but we lived in a really small place, and so he used to go and hide, but he could hear what was going on.
He couldn't stand to be in the room when the studying was happening.
But he could hear, and that's I think what
He could hear anyway.
Yeah. And he started.
Week after week, eventually, he started to see the sense. I started to see the sense too right away. It took just one little piece of reasoning from a tract, and that was it. I wanted to learn more.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and then the couple that was studying with me, they were coming to. I was about 18. I was in college. They were coming to get me, bringing me to their home to have the study, and then dropping me off at school. Right, and I had been talked up a little bit at the Kingdom Hall that they were going to. So that first meeting that I finally went to, after studying maybe for like 6 weeks or something, that first meeting I went to, everybody was like, "Are you Stuart? Are you the one that's been studying with brother and sister so-and-so?" You know, so it was like 40, 50, 60 people, I forget, who were all kind of like, I wasn't dressed properly. I kind of had the deer in the headlights look on my face so they could tell that I was just a Bible study. I wasn't a witness. So, you know the way you guys treat newly interested people? You sort of swarm them at the Kingdom Hall for the first time? Yeah, right? Yeah. So I had that experience at 18, and I never had anything like it. So that was it for me, 6 years later I was baptized. That was about 17, 18 years ago. So
what are you doing now?
Well, now I'm still a Bible student. I'm definitely still a seeker of truth, a lover of God, a lover of my fellow men.
But not one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Which is why I'm definitely not one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Because I like to be as honest as possible in the research that I do. So unfortunately, I kept discovering in doing my research pre-1950 Watchtowers, pre-1970-08, right, which is where the CD-ROM stops, right? I kept discovering that according to Watchtower, what the Bible is really teaching wasn't what the Bible was really teaching once upon a time, like 8, 9, 10 times. And I started thinking, okay, is something true because somebody is raised exposed to it? Is something true because more and more people believe it and spread it and translate it and feel good about believing it. Let me finish. Or something true because
Well, you want to be
it's.
true
Let me.
to us, but if you're not a witness, you also know our stand on those that have left the truth.
What do you mean left the truth?
Well, you didn't say you're a witness anymore. You've obviously pursued another course. So
Uh-huh.
you're no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses. You've declared that. So you know what the Bible says about that, and you know our stand on that. And if you're being truthful,
Yes.
you would have told us that from the get-go. So you're not a brother in our sense of the words.
I didn't say I was a brother. I said I was a Bible student.
You did, but you said about being honest.
Uh-huh.
So if you were a baptized witness at one time and are no longer and are practicing something else, what are you?
I told you.
You said you were going to be honest.
No, I told you what I am. Do you remember what I said?
You said a Bible student.
Yeah.
It's a really general term, but what faith?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what faith do you?
Was that the wrong term?
No, I'm a Bible student too.
Thank you.
But I'm also up to speed enough to know somebody like yourself. You're beating around the bush. You're not being direct. So be direct. Tell me what you're doing.
Who's not being direct?
Are you preaching the good news of the kingdom or not?
What do you mean preaching the good news of the kingdom?
Matthew 24:14.
Uh-huh.
Matthew 28:19 and 20. So are you doing those things?
The kingdom that was coming on 5 different occasions, according to your beliefs.
It's still coming. The apostles thought it was coming in their day.
Uh-huh.
So were they wrong?
Well, they weren't teaching what they believed at the time as a requirement for life. Where if you didn't meet them, you'd be punished.
Yeah.
You'd be shunned, you'd be disfellowshipped, you'd have privileges of service taken away,
So
you
still haven't
wouldn't be
answered
able to
my
do this.
question. What are you
Go
doing?
ahead.
Are you a Jehovah's Witness or not?
What am I doing? I'm having a conversation with a couple of sincere
but
Bible
you're
students.
disfellowships. Or it might as well be.
Wait a minute. Okay, you asked me what I'm doing.
Yeah. But you're not. You're being
I just
very
told you.
evasive.
Hold on a second. You really do keep interrupting me.
I know, and I'm done. I really am. 'Cause
Yeah.
the Bible says not to speak with
You
anybody like
asked me what I'm doing.
Can you just give me a better rundown?
I said I am speaking to people who are similarly sincere about their study of the Bible.
But you're sowing seeds of doubt deliberately. You're not inquiring about truth. You said
Which
you
means-
said you were baptized. How many
Which
years
means,
ago?
what does that mean? What's
How
your
many
point?
years ago were you baptized?
No, back up. What
No,
I'm
no.
sowing seeds of doubt. I'm not being upfront.
Absolutely.
What does that mean?
Five times it said it was going to come.
Yeah.
So what do you call that? Seeds
I
of-
call that giving you an opportunity to defend the reason for the hope you have.
I've looked at all those things, and it's
That's
no
one thing
different
I've
than the
noticed.
apostles.
Well, I'm just telling you that it is different from the apostles. The apostles didn't
Well, that's
teach
your
first century
view.
Christians that if they didn't meet those requirements for life, they would face consequences. The way you guys are
Who makes that
facing
decision? Who makes the
consequences.
decisions about who follows the requirements of life? It's not me. It's not my wife. It's not any Jehovah's Witness. It's Jehovah. And
It's
we only have
Jehovah
that
himself.
standard. That's it. So we leave it with him. But I also
So-
know that this is also a standard that's being violated if you're talking to me. 'Cause the Bible says to
Excuse
not
me?
speak with a person like you. Pushing ahead.
You're jumping around. You're jumping
No,
around.
I'm not.
You are jumping around.
No.
No. You talked about God being the one responsible for the requirements for
Who
life.
makes the final decision? Who makes it?
Who makes the final decision?
Yeah, one of Jehovah's Witnesses or not?
When a person no longer chooses to believe what Jehovah's Witnesses teach.
Salvation. You're talking about salvation. So who makes the
No,
final
I was
decision?
talking about requirements for life
That's salvation.
that if they aren't met,
By whose standards?
punishment is meted out.
By whose standards?
By Watchtower standards that keep changing. See, God doesn't change. Watchtower standards change. Like, for instance, let me see if you know this. You're a fourth generation. Prior to adopting the practices in 1951 and then in 1981, what was Watchtower's stand on disfellowshipping and then shunning? You don't know.
The same
See, that's
all
what
way.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're not interested in answering that question. Do you know why you're not interested in that conversation?
1951?
Because you're in a cult.
All right, good.
You guys are
we're-
cult members.
We're done.
And all cult members are the same. If you can't control the conversation, don't just rip that out of my hand. I love it. Did you see her snatch that out of my hand?
Yeah, well, it's like pearls.
I
before it's
might,
wine, isn't it?
you pulled that out of my hand. You gently snatched it out of
What
my
are you going to
hand.
do with it? Are you going to?
What am I going to do with it? I'm going to read it. I was just at a meeting last night, getting updated on the latest, where there was that graphic of the Israelite or the person in ancient times holding on to the law. That graphic. I was at a meeting just last night. You snatched that out of my hand. I might read that later.
Then read it.
Oh,
But if you're
That's
gonna read it
amazing.
and
Anyway.
you're
Who can read your heart?
Then
who can read my heart?
The Almighty God
I
knows
couldn't
your
be
motives.
less worried about the purity of my heart.
Good.
Couldn't be less worried.
Look at the deception that you've presented here.
I am worried about yours, okay? Because
I'll tell you one thing it gives me. It makes
because
me happy.
I hadn't-
To be a Jehovah's Witness makes me happy.
Well, how important is that?
It gives me comfort and it gives me a hope for the future. Because
well, is
I
that the
watch-
point?
Sure.
It makes you feel good, and that's what all cult members say. They're not interested in the details,
So what's-
in the history,
what's
in
your
the
hope
facts.
for the future
what
then?
faith
You're
are you?
just interested
So what faith are
in
you?
feeling good about standing
What
here.
faith are you?
I asked you, a fourth generation elder, about the stand Watchtower had
What
pre-1951,
faith are
pre-1981 about
I don't
disfellowshipping
know
and
what
shunning.
1951 talks about. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
you
I
don't
know
know.
1981 said it pretty clear.
Uh-huh.
And the Bible's
Yeah.
message is still the same.
Anyway, back to where I was talking
what
about
faith are you?
cult members.
You still want, you're calling me a cult.
Yeah.
You won't even tell me what you are.
But you didn't let me finish what I was saying.
You haven't ever. I've asked it like 5 times.
You've asked what 5 times? I would have
What
remembered.
faith are you?
Well, you haven't let me. What faith am I? I'm a Bible student.
Yeah.
That's just a Bible student. That's
So
not
how
actually-
generic?
That's
So
just a Bible
How do you
student?
fulfill the expression, the whole association of?
See, I've noticed this about Jehovah's Witnesses. See, I've got questions and points to make with you.
Yeah.
They don't flatter you. See, and cult members are all the same. If the conversation, if you can't control it, and if the conversation doesn't flatter you, you don't have it.
Oh, that's horrible. That's a terrible thing to say.
It is
what are
unfortunate.
you
But what's
trying to-
even more terrible? What's
Why
even
do
more
you want
terrible?
to even talk to us right now? You know what
You're
our
not
stand
helping.
is.
Helping what?
You're not
You
drawing
have
me to
no
what you-
idea how much I'm helping standing here at the moment. You don't.
You're
You don't.
interfering
One day
with
you
our
will.
work, that's all.
One day you will. One day you will.
Then we'll wait for that day.
What's
and
interesting?
maybe
What's
you should
interesting
end
is
this
that
conversation
see,
now.
you're making literally the most flattering claim about yourself by standing here, believing what you believe, and you're looking at people and
I'll tell
considering
you
your
one
beliefs.
thing we do.
You're
We don't
making
tear
literally
people
the
down.
most insulting claim about every single other person walking past. You know you are, and that's why you're so friendly, and that's
I
why
thought
you're
you
so
were friendly
zealous.
too.
Yeah.
Well, I am friendly, but unfortunately,
And
there
I feel like I
are.
am too.
There are things that people need to learn about this organization. They're never going to learn only talking to you. For instance, you didn't even know about the pre-1951, 1981 policies on shunning and
So don't
disfellowshipping.
we quote chapter and verse? Come on, buddy.
You should see your face. You should see your face right now.
I've seen the thing that with mummy so-and-so's got 2 mothers, that sort of latent passive-aggressive homophobia.
Definitely.
I find
Oh,
it's
you definitely
heartbreaking.
get to use that brush.
To
Definitely.
tell children that, to teach children that, and to teach them that evolution doesn't exist is a kind of psychological child abuse. I believe you can believe whatever you want.
Yeah.
To teach children
Let the
all
facts
that,
fall where they may. Be
teach
honest about it.
children
You
that
believe in
stuff,
evolution.
it's terrible.
I'm not saying I believe
You
in
agree
evolution.
with him.
No. I'm saying let the child have the opportunity to do some real research. Something you weren't able to do, something your wife
How
wasn't
do you
able to
know
do.
that? You're making a straight.
Because you said you're 4th generation and you're standing right here.
So doesn't mean I haven't proved it to myself.
How have you proven that what you
I'm
believe
not
is true to
spending
yourself?
this time with you. We're done.
How can you
Goodbye.
tell me that what you believe is
Goodbye.
true? I'm not going anywhere.
Well,
How can you prove to me? How can you prove to me
Let's go.
that what you believe is true? Other than that you're here, other than that you're offering to conduct free home Bible studies with people when you don't even know about the policies pre-81, pre-52
You know what?
on shunning and
That's like
disfellowshipping.
saying old-fashioned medicine works. That's like saying what the doctors did in the 1950s still works
That's
today.
see now there's an interesting point. That's like saying medicine pre the medical discovery didn't work, now it works. So it works. Has any organization, by the way, in the world killed as many Jehovah's Witnesses as Jehovah's Witnesses have killed themselves because of Watchtower policy? How many people every year? How many people? She snatched it out of my hand. How many people every year
You don't deserve
commit
it.
suicide after being shunned by their families, the friends that they've known their entire life? They can't handle it and they kill themselves.
You know that, Brian?
How many Jehovah's Witnesses kill themselves after being abused by one of Jehovah's Witnesses and have that abuse treated as though it never happened because there wasn't a second
All right,
witness?
I'm calling the police.
Sure,
Because
call them.
you're stalking me.
I'm stalking you.
You bet. You following
Okay.
me? This is crazy.
I followed you from there to here.
Yeah, you won't buzz off. I told
No,
you
I'm
to
not.
go.
Yeah, because well, I've got some questions that you're not answering, and I'll be happy to talk to the police. Actually, I would love to talk to the police about what you guys believe in the suicide that Watchtower
Go ahead.
policy
You
is
can do all
causing.
you want.
Give them a call. 9
Get away from me. I have a
Nine.
right. You're in my space.
9
There's a text
1.
text 88.
Oh, do that. Call Karen Transit. then.
Yeah. You can call transit security. You can call the cops, and then they can come say, "What is the disturbance?" And you can say, "Oh, this guy stalked us from the entrance of the SkyTrain to here." So that's interesting. I would love to know what they'd say to that. And actually, people are calling the police. People are
have-
calling the police. You guys are calling the police in situations like this. And do you know what's happening? They're asking us to leave you alone.
No, the policeman gave me this. If anybody bothers
Caesar
me,
gave you that? Caesar gave you that? Yeah. So the police are showing up. Like you're calling the bluff in other places. You're calling the police. The police are showing up, and they're asking people like me to just go away because they're tired of what hypocrites you are.
Fine.
I don't want to deal with the Jehovah's
Julie, what's
Witness
the number?
complaining to me about somebody harassing them. Yeah. So
What
give him
is
a call. Give him a call. 877. Is that transit or is that
Get away from me.
Vancouver police? Okay. Have a good day, you guys. Bye, J Dums. Bye, J Dums. Oh, no, be-do. Oh, no. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Don't teach him the cult. Keep him out of the cult. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.